Today I'm going to be going through my 2021 bullet journal setup. As you can see here, I've got an archer and olive notebook. It's pink with gold embellishments, a strap and a pocket in the back. So without further ado, let's get started. So I've already started adding some spreads into my bullet journal. Here's my cover page, 2021. It says "Believe It" in Naruto-esque style. Here is my quote page about destiny. Next is my 2021 goals with a picture of Kakashi and a quote. And now I will start inking my Hinata page. This spread is my key date spread, and it will contain all the months of the year with key dates listed in between. I also kind of tried to draw a shuriken in the bottom corner, but I don't really think it turned out very well, but we'll see. I decided to draw all my characters like Naruto, Hinata, Kakashi, Sasuke in first, as I didn't want to take up time in the video. But as you can see here, it says it's an iconic scene from Naruto. It says "Because I love you," which is from the Pain arc, I believe. Yeah, I'm a pretty huge Naruto fan. I think I use the Naruto spread as I think it will motivate me throughout the year because I find Naruto really inspirational, obviously, because it's Naruto. But yeah, just coming back to it every time I need to write something down or write a key date or something, I think it'll just give me that extra boost of inspiration that I need to get me through the year. If you wanted to recreate these spreads, I guess if you're not that good at drawing, you could kind of get rid of all the characters that I've drawn and just replace them with quotes or different spreads. But the spreads themselves are quite simple. I've designed them specifically that way to make sure I can keep coming back to them and keep them fresh in my mind. Every time I try and rub out the page, I always end up crinkling the paper. So I think I'm getting like a hot iron or something in a tea towel and just smoothing the paper over after. So I'm really bad at rubbing out. Here I've just skipped over where I've coloured in the key dates title, and now I'm colouring in the shuriken in a kind of dark grey colour to mimic the shurikens that they use in Naruto. You can let me know in the comments if you think that the shurikens come out better than I thought it did, but I think it's not as good as I wanted it to be. I wanted to add a bit more shimmer and shine to the shuriken, but I don't really have any silver paint or anything I can do that with. I think I'm trying to use gouache, I think it's called, or something, in future spreads. You can get gold and silver of it. It's like a paint jelly kind of thing, and apparently it looks really good on spreads, so I might try that. So that's my key date spread done, and now on to the next one, which will be a Sasuke spread. So this is my yearly to-do list. It's kind of like my goals, but not really, because it's like steps to meet my goals, if that makes sense. I wish I could have a backing track with like a Naruto theme song, like Fighting Dreamers or something, but I'm pretty sure that'd be copyrighted. I did like a Sharingan kind of thing with a black background to kind of make the red eyes stand out, and I used a white pen to outline the brow line just below the eyebrows. Then I also used the same font for the title and the same colour scheme to keep some level of consistency throughout my spreads, as you can see there. You can see me now finishing off colouring the title in like an orange gradient with a deep orange at the end to make the edges stand out. And then I'll probably add some washi tape as well because I'm obsessed with washi tape. I've literally got like 100 rolls of it. I'll probably do a video on washi tape at some point since I've got so much of it and kind of like do a swatch test maybe of it in my bullet journal. Oh, here we go, whipping out the washi tape. A bit of orange washi tape to match the title. My desk at this point has become a huge mess with pens everywhere, like how it usually is. The next spread is a year in Polaroids. Yep, so I got one Polaroid for each month of the year, which might be a bit too many because I don't know how much I'm going to be doing this year. I kind of like used a Muji brush pen to kind of try and give a more of a rustic kind of Japanese brush swish effect. And then I did the Polaroid title the same as my other titles with the Naruto font. I think it's called like Ninja Naruto or something the font is, and then in the same colour scheme, the orange gradient. I've actually got a Fujifilm Polaroid camera, so I just measured out the Polaroid I already had and drew around it and then measured out the boxes and stuff. So maybe if you watch this video and you've seen Naruto, maybe drop your favourite characters in the comments, and if you haven't seen Naruto, then what have you been doing with your life? Like, go watch it now. And maybe if you're an anime fan, you're watching Attack on Titan right now, which is pretty good, last season and all. I'm thinking of doing an Attack on Titan spread at some point, so stay tuned for that. I could make it my January theme actually, but I'm thinking maybe of doing Edgar Allan Poe or a horror-esque thing, because it's January, it's bleak, so I thought a horror would be pretty good for that. Oh yeah, and apparently in Japan they have a Naruto theme park. You kind of like go into Konoha through the gates and everything, and there's statues of like Kakashi and everybody and all the ninja, shinobi, whatever you want to call them, standing around the village, which I think is pretty cool. Also, I think I'd like to know your opinions on Boruto right now if you're watching it. Like, do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you hate it? Do you hate Boruto's guts and all that? Because I've been watching it and it's just not as good. You know, it's kind of like a baby version of Naruto. But apparently, Masashi Kishimoto has taken over the manga, so there is hope yet. And if you're not an anime fan, don't worry, because I won't be doing all my spreads anime related. There will be like, you know, your normal flowers and pretty girly things in there as well. So here I'm just outlining the boxes for each month. I think I have another page after this because I can only fit 6 in this double spread, so it kind of like spans over 4 pages, which isn't too bad because if I run out of space, I'll just get a new bullet journal. So the boxes kind of overlap as well, which I'm not sure how that's going to work with sticking Polaroids down, but hopefully it's alright. Yeah, now I'm just kind of labeling each month to each box, and then the next page with a pretty cool quote on here. I think it says "Give up trying to make me give up," which I think is pretty fitting and cool. This time I used my Tombow brush pen to write it because it gave me a cleaner black line, and then I used my Micron Sakura Pigment Micron fine liner to do the little bits, the little words in between, and I added some stars as well with my Archer and Olive acrylograph pens. I've never actually used a urine Polaroid spread because the first time I started bullet journaling was about halfway through last year, So I've never even set up a like a yearly setup before. So hopefully this goes well, and if not, I can amend it for next year. Oh, and I've also got like a little Naruto fish cake in the corner as well, because Naruto means fish cake, which I think is pretty sick. Because fish cakes are the best. And like I'm pretty sure Uzumaki means whirlpool as well, so his name is basically Fish Cake Whirlpool, which is pretty funny. Yeah, I'm just outlining here again with my Pigma. I think I'm using a zero point 0.8 thickness, which is a pretty good line. It's not as thick as the one, obviously, but I prefer it to a zero point 0.5. I also made kind of a mistake a couple seconds ago. I made the line go a little bit too far over. So I tried to use my Acrylograph white pen to white it out, but it just kind of turned grey and weird. Maybe if I wasn't so heavy-handed with my pencil, I wouldn't have to rub out as much. So that's a idea for next time. Go a bit lighter with the pencil there. Next, I'm just going to outline my fish cake and use a Sakura. I think it's Sakura brush pen to just a little swirl in the middle, and add a bit of shading with a Tombow brush pen. At this point, there are like a million rubbings out all over my desk and like a million pens there as well because my desk's a mess. And then the only thing left to do after shading the fish cake is to fill in the months on the polaroid so I know what to stick and where. So as I said, I've got 6 months on this page, and then on to the next spread. So I'm currently at uni doing electronics engineering, and so this is going to be my uni spread. The quote next to it says, "Don't underestimate me. I don't quit and I don't run." Yeah, I made a mistake the first time I was writing it out. It says "don't underestimate," and then it kind of like cuts out the ATE at the end because I didn't leave myself enough space. So I just kind of flipped it around and did it on the other side. And I added some stars and some shuriken there as well. Then on the other side, I've got uni, and then I've got my key dates for university. So I've got deadlines, exams, important dates, and whether or not I've done it. I've done it in the same font I used before, and then you can also see like Kakashi and Naruto popping their heads up around the quotes. I got a little Naruto at the bottom, a little Kakashi dangling down there with Itcha in his hand, obviously. I'm just finishing the outline here with my Pigma again, and I added some orange washi tape to the quotes to kind of match it with the title. For the section where it says done, I think I'm going to use the key from the proper bullet journal method by Ryder Carroll. I've got his book as well. You can get it on Amazon or Stones or Foils or wherever you want to get it. But yeah, that's pretty good, and it's really taught me how to bullet journal and made me more confident in my journaling experience. And then I didn't want to do it all in bubble writing because I think that would be a bit overwhelming on the page. So I just kind of like wrote key dates in a attempt at cursive, and I kind of like highlighted each heading on each column, and then here are my excellent rubbing out skills where I kind of like crease the pages and things. To colour in the title, I'm using the Crayola Super Tips, and I'm using a mild liner as well, the brush tip, which I think is pretty good because I find the brush tips a bit more easier to use than the super tips, because the super tips have like a conical shape on their tip, but the brush tip is obviously a brush, so it's more accurate in colouring. But I'm sure it'll be fine. A little fact about my candle: it's called Biblioteca, and it smells like an old musty library, which I think is like the best smell ever. So apart from rain, I love the smell of rain as well. Now the title is done, I just need to highlight and then on to the next spread, which are my last two spreads, and they are Song of the Month, books to read, movies to watch, and series to binge. Oh wait, I tell a lie, it's my second to last double praise spread, and then I've got a little thing at the end as well to end my setup. So this spread, the first one, Song of the Month, is basically just to remind me of which song I liked for each month, because apparently when you listen to music you associate that song or that music with a memory, and I think it would be nice to kind of like commemorate those memories by writing down the song I most associate with that month, assuming it's a good month, of course. And then next to that spread, I got books I want to read, movies I want to watch, and series to binge. Then at the bottom of the page, I've got a quote which says, "Failing doesn't give you a reason to give up as long as you believe," which is pretty cheesy, but I think it's true. I tend to read a lot of books, but I don't think I'm not sure if I'm going to be writing them all in my bullet journal. So I thought I'd just give myself a little bit of space to write like key books that I want to read, like classics and things, because I read Jane Eyre a couple of years ago, and I want to read that again because that's like one of my favourite books of all times. And I give The Lord of the Rings a yearly read as well. Maybe I should do a Lord of the Rings spread for January, or maybe not. I don't know. Just let me know what you think I should do in the comments, I guess. And now to add a few more washi tapes before I move on to my second to last double page spread of my setup. I got really excited yesterday because I got like a washi tape in my advent calendar, which is pretty cool because I got the Paper Chase stationery advent calendar. I've been getting like loads of cool stuff all month. The next two page spread are things that make me happy in About Me, which I've dubbed My Nindo. One word I aspire to is strong, and then I've done a little growth kind of chart at the bottom as well, which kind of like I'll colour in to show me how much I've grown each. Next, I'm going to colour in the titles with my orange gradient again to keep it consistent. I'd like to talk for a minute about the wheel at the bottom of the page. So that's my growth tracker for the year, and it's got like goals opposite to that, it's aspirations, self opposite to that, relationships with people, academia and creativity, mental health and physical health. And basically throughout the year I'm going to, as I feel each one improves, I'm going to colour in a bar that I've drawn on there. And that's like to measure how far I'm progressing towards my goals, which are at the first spread of the setup. So this is basically the last functional spread in my setup. After this I've just got a kind of like a beginning spread to start off the year. In the About Me section I've actually put my Nindo, which is like my ninja way in Naruto. It's a bit cheesy, I know, but I thought it was a good idea at the time. And then I put like a Naruto headband underneath, and I put one word I aspire to, which is strong or strength. now I'm just going to quickly go over my colouring just to make sure everything's blended and looks like a gradient with my lighter colour. And then on to my last little spread. So the last spread, which you'll see in a minute, actually has the Japanese characters for nin and sha, which is pronounced jar. You'll see it now. And then next to it has that's my nindo, my ninja way, which I thought would be a good way to start the year. So thanks for watching my video. Please like, comment and subscribe.